Yep. Yes, indeed. What are we doing? What are we doing? Is it Friday? Yep. You know what? It is Friday. It's Friday. And guess what? Vasho Nights Up at Night. Y'all already know how we do it, man. We bring y'all nothing but the exclusives all the time. Always try to find my to do my best, man, to try to bring y'all the most interesting people in the world. And I've been doing good thus far. You know what I'm saying? Because this person that I'm about to bring out now, this queen right here is doing major things. Now, look, now y'all already know that when we advertise something now, these are, like I said again, the most interesting people in the world. And we're talking about an American. Going to talk about that. We got a lot of amazing things to talk about. I'm talking about if you don't have the book, shame on you. You need to make sure that you copy a copy. I'm pretty sure after this interview, you're going to copy a copy. But we're talking about poet, author, and praise dancer. You know what I'm saying? Got to get that praise to the big man above all these talents and abilities that this queen has. But man, look, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead on and bring her out right now. I'm talking about the one and only Sultry, the poet. Hey,
Hey,
what's up? What's up?
I'm
How
good.
are you? You good? You sure you good?
I'm good.
You're looking like you're looking like you good though. You're looking like you're good. You're
Thank
smiling,
you.
you're happy. You got that glow. You know what I'm saying? Hair on fleek. You know what I mean?
I've heard
Looking
I
real.
have a glow.
Yeah, you definitely got that glow. You know, with a signature smile on it. That don't hurt either. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Absolutely. Jacqueline Yvette, PR, checking in. My vice president of the Vibe Show, checking in. That's big deal right there. What up, Jack? Now, not like I said, today is Friday, the last time I checked, right? It is Friday, right?
Yes, it
All
is
right, it's
Friday.
Friday. So, been a hell of a week. You know what I'm saying? Real productive and busy. What about yourself? How have this week, up until today, been for you?
You want the honest answer?
Well, you already know I want honesty now. You know
All
this is
right.
the live
Okay.
show.
I mean, I'm look since I'm a very honest person.
Hmm.
I It's been hard emotionally for me. I
Now,
know
why is that?
I'll be very transparent and quick and say it's been a struggle because I've been having a lot of talks with God on the
Mm,
level of on a level to the point where I'm getting to the root of a lot of problems that I've had, all the
mm.
way from childhood, finding a lot of the answers to why I have a lot of anger. Because I have a
Okay,
lot of
now,
anger.
okay, now let's stop right there. Shout out to Jasmine Lachey says that she has the book, so that's
That's
pretty
my
dope right
sister.
there. What's up? What's
Hey,
up,
Jasmine.
Jazz? Now, now that's interesting that you say that. Now that's really deep right there, and I would like to go a little bit deeper, because this could be healing
Yeah,
for anybody out there that may be suffering with the same thing. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I like I said, in a nutshell, so I won't drag the time. Is I work on me on a regular basis. I'm a
Mhm.
very strong woman in minding my own business. So I use all that time to get to the whatever it is that God I want you to work on me. I can't say
Right,
I want to be like you and not try to work on me because
right,
I'm
absolutely.
not near what God sees for me to be.
Mm,
And I know that I've had forgiveness issues for a long time. And
mm.
I've been really working on that with God, and I've found myself upset a lot, even more this week than I have been in a long time. And I just, up until literally last night, my whole week didn't matter.
Really?
Like it literally turned into a straight flash of, all right, God, you showed me something that I needed to see about myself. All right, I'm
All
back
right.
to
Now,
happy.
Now let me ask you this. Like, so why do you feel like you're so angry, or that anger is on the inside like that? Is it from maybe childhood or recent current events, or just a
A bunch
series of
of
things?
triggers,
Mm,
a bunch of triggers that offset all those things that you're listing. And when especially growing up as a church kid,
mhm,
you're told on a regular basis, give things to God, give it to God, lay it on the altar, do all this thing, praise it away, pray it away, dance it away, shout it away, you know what I mean? Read it away, write it away. And it's like it's some of those things aren't enough to
mm,
really get you to release and say, I trust you, God, to take it away and deal with it.
mm.
Because the truth be told, I had to really realize, like I said, up until last night, all the things that just have been piling on. I'm 29 years old.
Mhm.
And so it's like all these things that are coming because this is the ending of a decade for me. You know what I mean?
Right. Shout out to Jay Bird on the check-in. Shout out to T Renee on the check-in. T Renee also, we got Jay Bird checking in all the way from South Korea. Wow. And
Hey,
T Renee, that's my girl right there. Checking in, wants to know where she can get the book at. Let me put that back on display. You know what I love about you. Every time we connect, man, it's always deep. You know what I'm saying? You always take me to play because you help me deal with my inner issues and different little things that because we try to be strong and
right,
try to put things just try to be strong for our family, kids, because we have to be strong, especially in this world that we're living in right now, or whatever. Because and then it's intensified now because there's so much that's going on, but I want to ask you though, because it's funny because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today, and we were talking about um we was talking about being black, and we was talking about.
shout out to my shirt.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. We were talking about like the things we up against so much stuff,
Hmm.
man. You know what I'm saying? And from me and his perspective, because we both men, we were talking about like how they take the women and basically kind of plant seeds a little bit to where it's like we gotta fight against the powers that be. We gotta fight against the stuff at the job. We gotta fight against our black women because
Right.
they're conditioning them to hate black men and to hate men, period. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Because
I know
really and
exactly
truly,
what you're saying because
right?
that's exactly how I've dealt with those feelings exactly. And I
Exactly.
deal with it from being that black woman. So, like you said, I know some of the things when you talk about probably y'all conversation touched on a plethora of things black that even women could relate to.
Right.
But to zone in specifically because this is something I'm guilty of, and I'm a very transparent person only because I know that what I'm speaking on, I'm actually working on. You feel
Absolutely.
me? I don't
Absolutely.
air my business out. That's not who I am. But I do believe that there are times in life where God will allow you to go through something just to make notice that your faith is working.
Hmm.
So one of the things that I know, my a pastor that I've been getting to know, and I know I had spoke to him yesterday and just told him on my break, like I'm really just angry. Like
Hmm.
I'm angry about a lot of stuff that I haven't been able to forgive, and even being in a church as long as I have, I still haven't mastered this. Why? So he told me write down everything, so that you angry about. I came down with 11 things. The last thing that I wrote was the way that men treat women was the 11th thing that I
Hmm.
wrote.
Now let's
Because
talk about that.
and it's like that's what really God even had to work on me because I used to say I hate men. I hate men. It just flows so effortlessly.
Mm,
Like just clean English, just
right.
flowing. And it's like, but God had to get me literally just a few weeks ago, and He broke that down to me. He said, "You don't hate men, you hate what they do."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, that's a step." Like that, I
Right.
see God. That's the goal, to see how He sees.
Right.
And I know only the Spirit could get me to transform my thought that fast to say, "I said what you just told me."
Mm.
So it's like I took that step to say, I don't hate men. It's what they have done. And in a few just examples that I can say is that, even I know I had just shared just the other day, is the fact that men's entitlement to feel like if you're on their level of attraction that they can touch you immediately, that
Ah.
they feel like they can pretty much I hump you. You know what I mean? Like they have no problem looking and admiring your body as if you are, and you can, and the thing is it can be a compliment, but it depends on the woman that you're doing it to.
Okay, now stop right there. Stop right there. Now let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? Because um this is deep. This is deep, and I could feel the energy. I could feel the energy. Now, do you feel like this is something that has happened with a particular person to the point to where it scarred you like that, to the point to where you're viewing all men the same?
No, no.
Okay.
But I can understand how that question is very relevant. But to answer it, no.
Okay.
It's really a plethora of seeing it from other women's viewpoints.
Mm,
It's coming from the movies I've seen.
hmm.
It's coming from the television I watch. It's coming from the music I hear. It's coming because I know college life. I know what it's like to be at parties. I know what it's like to be in clubs. I know what it's like to get a man's approval, and then to know even what circumstance comes with those situations when you didn't ask for it.
Mm,
And I know what it's like to be even a strong minded person and still know what it's like to be in the presence of certain men and still get timid. That's not good.
right.
To know that a man can take your comfortability from you,
Mm,
and so many men have no problem exercising that power or dominance openly.
right.
We even have a president that does it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? And we can joke about it. We can meme about it. You know what I mean? It's in comics. It's in everyday life so much that it's generalized and normalized. And the truth is, some people don't live normal lives. They live the real life that sees the jacked up things that have been going on from generations to generations, even from biblical times.
Right.
And it just hasn't been a cease of stopping, or even it seems like the true understanding of what balance is, of what a helpmate is. And truly a helpmate ain't nothing but a friend.
Right. Because I was gonna ask you, let's talk about that, because um, why do you because to me it's funny, because I was having another conversation with a real close friend of mine, and she's going through some things to where the roles have changed to the point to where she was the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? And basically, took care of the majority of things. And then, COVID happened, and now she's no longer the breadwinner, and the roles are reversed, and now she's being treated a certain type of way, from her husband. And I just would like to get your perspective on why do you think that? Because, like, it's a series of things. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of stuff stem from upbringing. It's so many different
Yeah,
facets of things that's connected to
yeah,
why people do the things that they do. I honestly don't believe that people just do stuff. You know what I'm saying? I honestly believe that upbringing and the seeds that's planted from a child
yeah,
manifest and grow in different ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you don't have nobody, a father or a mother, or both parents helping fertilize and pull the weeds out, because a child is innocent. It's a fresh garden. You know what I'm saying? And those
Yeah.
seeds are being planted, true enough. But then at the same time, you got to pick out the wild stuff too, because as a child, you're still going to explore and get into stuff or whatever. And that's when we're supposed to pick those weeds out, guide them, and also show visual good examples too. Because if they're seeing us arguing all the time and all of this stuff or whatever, then like you said, it does become a natural thing, and a normal. Becomes normalized to the point that they think that talking loud and yelling at each other is what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
Got
then it's deeper than that. Do you think that too? Because we have to also look at self too, because we make the decisions to decide to partner with these type of people.
Yeah.
Are we actually taking enough time to look for the proper signs? Because the signs do
Now,
be
are you
there.
talking relationships
Yeah,
or
we're talking about people that we meet,
or
relationships,
okay?
getting
All
married
right.
to the wrong
And the
people.
reason I asked is because of how you was leading your question. It just started making my mind go to where it's like I could see that in a friend way, and then I
Mhm.
could see, you know what I mean. So I
Yeah,
wanted
but
to know where you
I
was
could take
going.
it there with you like that because you deep like that, and I know you got something for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I just
like
wanna, yeah, I that's why I like talk. I love talking to you because
yeah.
it's deep
Yeah,
dialogue,
but
especially
I
about
am
what.
gonna hit on a few things that you said
Let's
where
go.
okay, because where you had hit it, I started smiling because early childhood education is my primary focus in life. I love children from the early age, but when you look at it from the book perspective, it's so heavy on everything from conception. That
Mm,
right there is the mark of life. And that right there starts off how that person's gonna think. It starts off how they behave. You know what I mean? And
right.
then it's crazy because I'm actually working on my second book and I
What?
hit on some of this stuff.
Wow.
And so you got me turning. But to know that, yeah, I do. And I was a person who was one of them ones who uh focus heavy on blended families because I came in one. I'm the
Okay.
oldest of seven, and it's a blended family.
Okay.
And so it's like I have a lot of natural tendencies to always look out for people who's behind me.
Mm.
It's just a natural thing for me, and I don't complain about it. I feel like so many people in our generation don't want to be role models because they hate responsibility.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
And that crosses over to how you handle relationships. So
Mm.
you then start getting with people that are needy, people that you want to be fixers to, just a plethora of different occurrences that can happen. But one of the things that I pay attention to, even in a child rearing, how you said watching those examples and if they're watching you fight and doing these things, but it's also the fact that we have so many. I was looking up literally yesterday different I said generations. I was looking those up. It crossed my mind, and it's some things that when I hear a word in my spirit, because I'm very focused on words and numbers. They
Mm.
are the ultimate science to me. I'm very particular about words.
Right.
Like I pick what I mean. That's why I don't apologize a lot because I meant what I said.
Right.
But I'm never a person that can't admit I was wrong. Or you know what I mean? Like those are things that I learn over time. But the fact is I even learned to focus on what you say.
Right.
That's naturally and spiritually. Your words have a lot of power and intent.
Right.
Use the words correctly.
Hmm.
So it's like, so when I started focusing on the fact, okay, God, he'll hit me with certain words and then they'll hit my spirit. No, you need to look that up. He wants you to look that up right now. So it's like I started looking up generations, different things. But I was watching the decades and I didn't even know that like before the baby boomers, they're the silent generation. And
Mm.
I thought about that because when you're even talking about families, you also got to take in effect that there are some people who really believe in curses that follow bloodlines
Right.
that, you know, and it's true. And the thing is that also carries into your life path. The,
Ah,
we carry on us every bloodline that has flown through us to this present time.
right.
We don't know who's all souls done crossed paths to make my, you know what I mean? We don't know.
Right.
And we carry their thought processes, we carry their actions, we carry a lot of their things that just don't die. And
Right.
it's meant to be generational. And then some things are not meant to be. And so when I focused on the fact that you had a whole generation that was labeled the silent generation, and the fact the millennials are really pretty much 80s babies to the early 90s, those
Mhm.
are millennials.
Right.
And the fact is that you have so many people that have come from a silent generation where they don't talk. They
Mhm.
just we got so many people that have just watched everything and ain't heard nothing.
Right.
And your perception is your perspective. And
Right.
we got so many people running around with various perspectives, and so many people are just in their imagination, and some people are living in the actualities of life that, yes, my decisions make a difference.
Mm.
And so many people don't want to take ownership of the ripple effect that, yes, what I do can affect you.
Right.
And we live with that in our homes. We live with that in family lines. We live with that in the church, the business world, our freaking government. It's just the whole national world aura that it's like we are watching what has constantly been stemmed through blood, and it ain't left
Right.
based on our decisions. So many people want to just give in to the weak thought that, hey, I don't have to change. Change takes effort. And the truth is, because I have free will, I can do what I want. And that's the sad part. We have to fight those same people every day.
Right. I definitely agree with you on that. It definitely gets deep. You know what I'm saying? It gets deep because it becomes, oh, we lost her. We lost her. Look, right. Well, I lost you for a minute. We got you back though. But that's really deep, and I think that, we all have some form of a selfish spirit in us. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are more
That's
selfish
why I
than
can
others.
speak on it.
Yeah, I
I
think that a
know.
lot of a lot of the things that's within us, a lot of these spirits and within us, we are growing and maturing to try to control them. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because but it also, to me, it's all about like intake too.
Yeah.
What are you taking in? Because if you're taking in so much of one thing, then you do become that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? If in your mind, like me, for instance, I
Balance.
strive to every day. I strive, no matter if I'm stressing or going through something or whatever. I have acknowledged and realized that I have a responsibility and a purpose in this
Yeah.
world, and it's
We
not just about me. You know what I'm saying? I feed so many different spirits every day just from my affirmations. You know what I'm saying? I've
yeah.
made a commitment to posting those things every morning because when I'm being selfish and I don't post it, somebody will hit me up and it'll really make me
Love
feel
them.
bad. I'll be like, man, you all right? You all right, man? I didn't get my affirmation this morning, man. Like, what's up? Are you good? And it really made me feel some type of way. Like, dang, like people really like be relying on that. So I
Yeah.
assume their responsibility, not knowing
Yeah.
I'm touching people like that. So, even when I'm tired and don't feel like doing it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I still try to make forth that effort to continue to feed people's spirits, do something to give back or whatever. But then, it does come a point sometimes to where I get weak too, because people are
Yeah.
looking at you like they know that you're strong because you're wearing that armor, and you're trying to be strong and you carrying yourself as such. But then what happens when you get weak and you don't have nobody to really get
Can
that
I interject right there?
course?
I've been watching these binge watching Ant Man, right? I watched all four Ant Mans.
Hmm.
And it's just about the story of this Chinese man that was, Bruce Lee's teacher that was schooling all of. And one of the things that I've had was paying attention to that, because my spirit hit on certain things all the time. It's nothing I can watch or listen to that my spirit is not going to be conscious of.
Right.
And so it's like I'm very mindful, just like you said, what I feed myself. I don't listen to everything. I don't talk to everybody. I don't listen to everybody's business. I don't need, you know what I mean? I don't binge on on social media and take in everybody's negativity even.
Right.
But I say this because one of the things that I has said literally was the fact that when people know you're strong, they want to test you.
Absolutely.
They want to prove if you're strong, and I know I'm strong, I only know I'm stronger if I face someone that's strong. People, and you, and it's
That's
like
deep, but that's
you
deep.
have to always be on the guard, knowing that you got real people out here trying to take you out every day, and it's not always physically, but even mentally. Just want to know that, hey, my mind stands on top of yours.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's how you have a white supremacy that can exist. And we talk about it openly and publicly, and it still exists.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? It's clearly that they feel their mentality will always be above ours. And
But
that's why it's like
it's,
this.
but to not to cut you off, but at
I'm,
the same time, I totally agree with you on that. And that's another conversation that I was having today, because I try to have intellectual conversations with people
mhm.
on a daily basis, because that's the type of stuff that I like. I like to be able to get something.
Yeah,
I don't like to have
your
redundant
brain
conversations with people.
exercise.
Exactly. If I can't get something, then it's pointless for us even having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than, well, how was your day, man? And we need to feed each other's souls and spirits to try to keep each other lifted.
Mhm.
It's our responsibility. I feel like when we low in spirit or whatever, you know what I'm saying, we got to have somebody to be able to lean on to be able to call, and they can pick up that energy and, like, know
Exactly.
what to say to, or give you some good words to be able to get you back on point, because we have to be strong nowadays.
We
It's
do.
it's no room for weakness at all. But
Not.
the thing that bothers me the most, though, being that we kind of gearing towards the conversation of responsibility at the same time, I just feel like us as colored people, I just feel like we lost our way in a way, as far as unity and sticking together. And I think that they know that we have the ability to be
Yeah.
also are the
Mhm.
weakest as well, the weakest mentally as well too, because
Yeah.
we've been manipulated for me to think that being successful, growing your brand, doing anything positive, moving towards the light, that I envy that. I envy that, and I hate that you're doing that, instead of like how they do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put their people in position, put their people on, educate their people, you know what I'm saying? But we don't do that, though. We
Mhm.
don't do that because we hate that you got a new car, got your hair, hate
Yeah.
anything. You got your hair fixed, you
Yeah.
feeling, you smiling today. Shit, you know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
gets that petty. It gets that petty.
Mhm.
So how can we possibly put ourselves in a position to win when
Okay.
we're
Well, I say
already
this too, because
okay?
I agree with what you're saying, and I've spoken those same truths. And I'll even say this though, that black people, it's easy for us to speak on black people issues and feel like it's so big, right?
Mhm.
But that's because we're black. And then, but if we zoned in on other people's cultures,
Mhm.
they got the same internal beefs that we got.
Right.
So I mean, I be just waiting for black people to not compare us and get our mindset of other people.
Mhm.
We are a naturally loving, cultured people.
I agree with that.
Whether we on, no matter what continent we on, we're, because of social media, we're just now really realizing, dang, black people are everywhere. And we are really living a lot of the same lives, probably because that bloodline is real strong. But the
Mm.
fact is that black people are the main people that throw gatherings, will hit you up on holidays. You know exactly what house to go to every time the calendar says this is, you know what I mean? We are very big community type people. But however, what it is because we are naturally strong all at the same time, a lot of times.
Mm.
Meaning it's like we all have the strength inside of us, whether you know you got yours or that person's insecure about theirs. They
Right.
still know it too.
Mm.
But the fact is even how you said the fact that you could be envious of somebody else who got it together. But in your mind of what got it together is might be not what they're living.
Right.
And
Right.
then you are crossing into just basic human stuff, and that's just coveting. You
Mm.
want what other people have, just but if you really look at yourself, you realize you have the ability to get it. You just don't want to put the time in to know how long it would take to get it.
Now, is that
So,
something? Is
and
that
I feel
something
like
that could
that's
be
what a
taught?
lot of it is that it's not always that we're envious truly of people. It's that you just really want something about somebody or admire it, and you don't want to say that, but it's just true. You're admiring that quality.
I like that.
Everybody has something different that they would be envious about,
I
whether
like
it's
it when you put.
skin, hair, your race, the fact that you can speak multiple language. It's so the list so long for every human being. So
Mhm.
we're not all just choosing to be envious for the same reason. Some black people are just nurtured to pin against each other.
Mm,
They're breeded to go against each other.
mm,
I'm whether it's you happy that you light skin, you hype that up, or the fact that you happy you chocolate and you feel you just the first natural woman or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's like
right,
my skin complexion been existing on Africa for a long time.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like the middle ground people, the browns, the caramels, we get left out. We just get a chance to choose based on how they feel in that day.
Right.
You know, so it's like, but the point is every black person I don't feel like is thinking the same. Like it's just a barrel mentality. We do the thing is that we haven't just found a person that we all can trust equally. And
Mm,
the fact is no group of people is gonna all agree about nothing.
right.
We have too many thought process. So what it is just getting black people to actually acknowledge that we can just survive without other culture groups.
Mm,
That's what it is. And that's what so many people are fighting for. Even when you see that heavily in the Muslim and all of their things, it's just they want separation. It ain't that we just hate you. It's just we really want to establish ourselves because we've been broken for generations. We
mm,
want to stand up on our own 2 feet and be carried and cradled and nurtured by our own before we're brainwashed by anything else. And Black Americans specifically haven't gotten a chance to do that in a lot of places. And
right.
I say that even being a Midwest girl because I've lived in Nebraska and Kansas my whole life.
Right.
And I know Missouri, I know Iowa, I know the Oklahoma, those neighboring states, but the Midwest culture is nothing like the East Coast, the West Coast, or the South. So black people are on different tiers of how they're establishing what the identity of our overall culture is. And it's like we're looking for one thing that we're not going to see.
Right.
We all view it differently. We have Jamaicans, Haitians, Caribbeans, and we got so much in our blood that lands on this continent alone that it's like you're trying to make one identity for something that's very hard. So
Mm,
all we know to go off of is the skin pigment.
right. Right.
That's the only thing that unifies us, and that's why some of us attack each other harder. Oh, you're not natural, or you this, and it's like, we're Americans. We have choice.
Yeah.
I know I'm black. You see this. Like, don't trip. Like, I'm happy for us. I don't want to hate on you, but don't force me to conform to maybe your bloodline of black. You know what I mean? We
No.
don't know. In America, we're the only for real ones because, and I'm saying this from an inside perspective. I don't know about the other continents around, but Americans, we taught in school is we brought over here from slave ships and we got free
Yeah.
eventually with Abraham Lincoln
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
Harriet Tubman, and we know the same exact names. And
Right.
it's like just now with the social media era, we're learning things on a daily basis about our people, from inventions to all kind of things. But it's like black people have Africa is gigantic.
Right.
There's multiple countries over there and they have separations and stuff. So
Mm,
why are you getting mad about blacks getting separations over here in America? Like, we resemble still Africa. They know where they from. They like, no, Nigeria, oh, Ghana. Like, no, they know where they are from. And we know, hey, you from Texas, you from Missouri, that's our black in a lot of ways. It's just truly, our version is just different. And I just think black people just need to really realize is that we're really not going to come to a one vision of how the black person is to live here in America. And that even goes into relationship, because some people don't see nothing wrong with them dating and having interracial relationships and things like that. And some people don't. They like, no, I only want what I got. That's melanin.
Right.
Like that's just where we are as a culture now.
I get.
Everybody's trying to define it for themselves.
I definitely get that. Now, soul inspirations. Let's talk about that. Like, what inspired you to want to become an author? And I mean, you're already a poet. You know what I'm saying? And you write some amazing pieces,
Thank
um,
you.
very deep. Now, what? But you know, for the inspiring authors out there that's thinking about trying to, or maybe had an idea, you know, thinking about writing a book, but just afraid, you know, can we talk about like what were some of the things that inspired you to want to write, publish, and put out a book?
Um, I tag back into what you said earlier about the responsibility of how you were saying people feed on you putting out your posts. I didn't get that. That's where I was, and that happened 5 years ago. And
Right,
it just was me freestyling poems by my hand on my phone, because I got tired of seeing negativity every time I was scrolling when I was already dealing with depression.
right,
So it's like this is the last thing I need to see. I'm up here trying to follow people I know, and I'm getting irritable with them. I'm following people I don't know. I'm getting irritable with them. And it's like, so I just started for everything that's complaining about relationships. Okay, let me flip that. So I said, let me make it some positive, even if it's just only on my timeline. And in 3 short months, I had over 5,000 people that was just trying to follow just that. And I was shocked. I was like, this over some poems? That's cool. And
right.
at first it wasn't like that until I started putting my picture next to them. And
uh,
then it's like, oh, now y'all want to hear what I got to say.
people want a face to what they don't. They want
You
to
know
put
what
a
I
face
mean? And
to
it's
it.
like, and I had to learn that, but I knew I had felt the responsibility to put out, because I would pray almost every day before I did it. And I
Mhm.
would say, God, whatever you want me to say, I say it. And I just freestyle little things. And it got to the point like so consistent where I had it in my time schedule, because I was in classes still at K State. And I would have like do this before 12. You know what I mean? Like, and I would do it every single day. And I was consistent with it, but it was helping me heal.
Right,
And then it was literally what caused me to write the book was the fact that God was like, just take everything you put out there and bring it back.
uh,
And I organized it.
right,
I
right,
organized it. And that's how it came to be. And it was my journey. And that's why I titled it, I said I didn't want to just say poetry. So I said, what's my fancy word? Soul inspiration. I want to inspire the soul. I want the inside to change. Because that's the only way the humanity is gonna change.
right,
And
right,
where the journey for the divine came in is because I'm the one freestyling these poems every day.
right.
This is my inside talking about what I'm going through, that I could relate to what y'all posting about, or I'm tired of seeing that y'all posting about it.
Mm.
And I just had to really, the best way to say it, I just look in. I've been taught that my whole life, look to God for everything. So it's like I really just would test my faith to say, do I really got something to say? And I watch how people would gravitate to it. So I then took the next leap of faith and said, all right, I'm gonna organize these poems. I'm gonna edit them. I'm gonna read, you know what I mean? I'll revamp some if I need to. I had to sit down because I said I freestyled all of them. All I titled them was the day or
Wow.
daily inspiration. And I had to sit and name 112 poems. I
Yeah.
had to I had to discipline myself. Like, so if you're gonna be a writer, depending on your vision that you've been given, the point is you're gonna have to still take the time to organize it. And
Right.
that right there is you taking ultimate accountability and responsibility, because a book nobody does for you.
Right.
There are libraries full of people's choices of sitting down and putting words on paper.
Mm.
And people that binge on knowledge are obsessed with what people have to say.
Right.
Because the ultimate thing is we're all looking for the truth. And all I know is that I can tell my truth. Somebody can read my book and not agree with it, whether it's they're not spiritual, they don't believe what I believe, they just, you know what I mean? Whatever the plethora of thoughts are.
Right.
But the truth is somebody is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about when they read my book. And then somebody else gonna be like, I didn't know until now what she talking about. But
Yeah.
the point is, once the truth is out there, it's gonna still remain, whether you heard it back then or you heard it now. So it's like I wanted to say, all right, God, you know, if I'm your vessel and you really want me to put something permanent in the earth, all right, I'll work my hands. Like I
Right.
put my hands to the plow. I say what you want me to say. I ain't go, you know what I mean? And I started it off with Psalms 112. I've heard and almost, you know, I believe that you should look at everything behind you and where you, and then focus on the visions that only God could show you are forward. You fuel yourself with the things from the past. And I just simply say, fuel yourself with the past because everything behind us is just somebody's idea, just to the next power. I like exponents. Math was
Now
one
wait
of
a
my
minute. Now wait.
subjects.
Wait. Now I want you to break that down to me now because that's the first time that I've ever heard that. Because we've always heard you leave the past in the past.
Mhm.
You reflect on the past.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I'm going to, when case in point situations happen, and I'm faced with making a decision,
Mhm.
that I might reflect on something from my past, and I'm like, you know what, this is not even worth it because I've already been down that road, and this could get me back down,
Yeah.
back into that
Right.
situation.
Right.
So I reflect on that to help me make a better decision in my, that could affect my future.
Uh-huh.
Can you break that down to me? Because I don't want to confuse my listeners with what you mean by the
I
past. Like,
say that in the quick version because of even listening to what you said. I tie that in. So I said what I just said because the thing is literally everything you see today, down to how the table first was when somebody thought that creation. Another person in 2040 could design a better version of a table and can be a multi-billionaire for their generations to come. Something as simple as that. Everything we've touched ain't nothing but the previous person's idea, and you just capitalized off of it because God said, I give you an upgrade. I'm gonna show you in
wow,
this week. All because humans are built on perspective.
right,
That's why you can have a whole bunch of franchises on the same street. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, they all selling the same stuff. You just want the different seasoning, you want the different brand on it. It's like that's all it is. We just taking the same ideas from yesterday and revamping it. You look at masks, we all wearing those, right? But
right.
do you know how many people are making those in
Now,
their house?
you ain't
People
lying about
selling them.
that.
Some people really got them in the stores with little Nikes on, so that sucker probably $30. But your mama know how to make them just like off the top. Like, come on now, that's nothing. Just do this, do this. Like, but the difference is someone know how to capitalize off of it and say this is something that was just of yesterday that I knew how to do. That's why so many people love chocolate chip cookies, but they got their favorite kind.
Now,
You know, it's we just taking everything from somebody's yesterday. Whether you even when you look at artists now, especially in art is the ultimate form of life, and people feed on artists because they're the vision of the future. We act on the future. People
that's
follow
deep. I like how you just put that. That's can
people
you repeat that
follow
part?
artists.
Can you
Because
repeat that part though?
even if you aren't an artist, people obsess over it and know how to sell it. Oh,
But can you repeat that for me
I'll
though?
be your manager. I know how to cultivate you because I even see art and how it should be glorified on this. You should hang a painting right there because it go good with that couch. That's art. People, you didn't paint it, but you just know how it fits in atmospheres. But the truth is you couldn't decorate a home if it wasn't for somebody's actions of saying, I need to show what's in my head.
No, that's deep. I got
You
to.
just wouldn't. And that's why it's like all of the things of yesterday we're really looking at musicians, everybody. That's why you have something called sampling.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You revamp what yesterday was. You got so many people that when they hear a marker that's different in the future, they be like, nah, because I can compare this to somebody I thought of. For an Anita Baker, there's a Tony Braxton. For there's a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends on where you from. But the point is it just gets revamped and it takes a different perspective.
Right. Right.
Really. You can
So
give somebody the same exact choreography, but I'm telling you, in a different time period, they're gonna kill it differently, even if it's just the costume design.
would you say so do you feel like anything is original in this in 2020 in this climate that we living in right now? Would you say that anything is, can anybody honestly say that they have something that's original? Or because I'm trying to tie that in with what you're saying right now, because you're making me look at stuff a little bit different, you know what I'm
I
saying?
say this, that what we do know is different technology. But really, they keep finding a way to tell you that the lens is better. How? But it is though. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just the little things. Now, if you talking, because that is the ultimate thing that we know has shaped the true generation from a age that knew what a phone was with a
Right.
cord,
Right.
from people who ain't never seen a cord on the phone. You know
Mm.
what I mean? It's true that technology is what's shaping the generation and what's stripping the true things of yesterday that you can't say were there no more. People don't know. Everybody don't know a TV had a butt on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody can't. Everybody ain't used to a TV being this skinny.
Right.
Like but it's the only thing we see that's truly ultimately changing is now that we're even doing this. You don't have to be in person to talk in the interview.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are thousands of people that could see me from South Korea and wherever else. And it's like those are our new advancements. But the great thing where I can say where things can be original, the fact is that originality would have to come from you looking and truly saying what isn't anybody else doing. Nobody's trying to do that. They're saying
Right.
that works, so I want to do that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you. I was about to ask you that. I don't. It's not a lot of that
Mhm.
happening today. You're right. And a lot of people in the entertainment field are being pressured to, because the labels and saying, and if what Sean Zarelli doing is working, well, we want you to create something like Sean Zarelli. And I think that that's where you lose the creativity part of it when you
Because I
do.
think that's even the difference between artistry and truly the term riding the wave. You
Mm,
have artists that still exist that are doing their original stuff. They're still writing songs. They're still living with God-given visions. Because only God says that there are still things that eyes have not seen,
right,
ears have not heard,
right,
neither has it entered the hearts of man, the things that God really know are still to come ultimately. So
right,
there are things that still can very well be original, but it's for people to want to see it and accept it and get out of the realm of I just like what I like, or the opposite, I'm gonna do what everybody else is doing because that's getting attention for now. And so many people are obsessed with, well, what's now? Can we do what now is doing? And now means everybody. It's the you get an award for showing up. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be an original because it's probably scary.
right.
You don't want rejection. Somebody may not feel what you're doing because you're different
Man, now that's
when
deep.
they're being the same.
That's deep right there. I'm not gonna lie. That's deep. That's deep. And I think that, because if you really look at it,
Mhm.
all of the people that are original with their art, they're not at the forefront. Those people are not in the front. You know
Because
what
it takes
I'm saying?
money to fuel yourself to get to the big spotlight. And the truth is, that's why networking ain't never went out of style. And if you really, I'm a person, I'm obsessed with documentaries. I study OGs all day, whether it's in the music realm, the film realm, the wherever I see myself going and I could tap into it, fashion, where I look and see interviews of real life people walking the earth and they record what they were going through and the things that they learned. And I just listen to what they say. And it's like I take that and I look at the fact that a lot of people are still complaining about the same stuff they said in that documentary.
All
So
right.
y'all not trying to do nothing different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or literally you hear the truth that it takes a lot, to not conform.
Yeah.
Because with conforming, which multiple people have spoken in their lifetime,
Right.
conforming will get you where you want to be.
Right.
And that's all people care about is, and especially in the Black culture, is getting out of what we know. And most of the time it starts off the suckiest. And Black people are the most notorious in mind of invention, creativity, in every lane possible. Writing, film, so many lanes.
Dancing,
And the
basketball,
fact is
football,
that,
anything.
and
Yeah,
we like that, and we're like that because we are the most creative when we're broken and in poverty. You need to release something in here that's going to transform you. And that's when you turn into hustlers, because it's like, hey, I got something that I see other people willing to pay for.
right.
You know what I mean? You're not an Elvis Presley, but people will literally stand and full up stadiums to hear this dude sing and shake around.
Right.
And you know what I mean? You're just taking yesterdays. But a lot of Black people literally are born with these natural things. And when we are down to our lowest and really have nothing to lean on, art and expression becomes it. Really. And that's how we shape the world. We that's in sports. You hear the brokest people's stories, and then they get this amount of millions and this and that and that. They think they mama on every platform. We know all of our beginnings. Your daddy went there. Okay.
Right.
Then it's like, oh, well, your daddy was. So it's like, well, we know what the fathers ones look like with the fathers in the household. You know
Right.
what I mean? We
Yeah.
see it. And it's like, but the fact is we listen to and watch people's responsibility even get tampered with, because now you're not admitting that you're conforming, but we're watching. We can't help but see, because y'all everywhere now, because people want to exploit y'all, and people don't want to talk about that. It's painful to tell the truth.
Right.
People don't like other people's opinions of them. And that's one thing that even I wanted to even take away from my path in life. And I put that even in my book. And I really focused on the fact that I had to say, God, I don't care what nobody say. My book is heavily faith-based. If you're an atheist, you may not want to touch it. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
there are different people out in the world. I'm not one of them people who's full to think everybody like you.
Right.
And I feel like that right there is even another problem in another lane. But the point is that I had even took a lot of those thoughts of just not wanting acceptance, the rejection, those things that are just of the world, and saying I wanted to capitalize and be self, and say what I know is true for people that is really just trying to get through life as hard as it is enough.
Right.
And I just wanted to really say, like, dude, Soul Inspiration is just a book that's meant to be positive every single day that you want to read it. You know what I mean? Some people, I'd be like, you reading it? You reading it? What you think? What you think? Oh, I ain't picked it up yet. I ain't. And I'm like, it's not. You ain't gotta read all through it. Went to sit, and sit down and dedicate your whole life to that moment. But it's just knowing, you can pick it up and be like, oh, these people, I don't feel that good. Let me go to page 7. That's a good number. And you know what I mean? That poem might have been what you needed. And it's because I know the experience behind it.
Right.
I was using my words, whether you see the real poems where I'm up and down and I'm talking to God, or whether I'm so on fire that can't nobody get me to not think I'm not about to talk about God. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just really being my authentic self and knowing that purpose exists and it fuels humanity. People get sparked up because of conversations like me and you having. Some people really feed on on knowledge, and people don't want to give credit to that. There are so many people that are starving around us and are desperate for things. I still hear people, where are the Lauren Hills? Where are the Lauren Hills of this generation, and this and that and that. But if they're really out there, you just don't want to hear them. And
Right.
then they also don't have the support, because it is one of those things of humanity to get behind something when everybody else already is.
Now look, Vibe Show Casper said, let's hear one of your poems. Enlighten us with an extraordinary vibe. Could you, yeah, could you bless us with one of the poems? Shout out
Okay.
to let me shout out a few people, man, that's been on the check-in. Vibe Show Casper, Sean Zarelli, Miss Tate. Shout out to Miss Tate. Who else we got? Shout out to Jay Bird, Jasmine. Shout out to Tay Renee and Jacqueline Yvette PR. Shout out to all of you guys on the check-in, man. Appreciate that love. Showing my special guest so much love while she's getting together. She's going to hit us with an original poem and finish just enlightening our spirits, man. I love it.
Okay, I read I
This from
I
the book.
one of my favorite ones.
Okay,
And
cool.
I don't I'll let him decide, if it's just so enlightening or whatever, how he's trying
Okay,
to put it. But I'll read one of my favorite ones in my book, and it's called Poetry is My Gift.
okay.
If given a chance to go far with my poetry, I will widely spread my love for all humanity, inspiring souls to take control of the choices they make to fulfill their missions on earth.
Oh my God, that did not just happen. Y'all stay locked in. I'm pretty sure she's coming back. She gotta come back, man, because I mean she was really on one. Shout out to everybody again that's on the check-in. We're gonna stay. There she go. There she go. They can't stop us, man. I know they want to, but they cannot stop this. Let me get her back in here,
Right.
and there she
It's
go.
all good. All right, I'm gonna start over.
Again.
All
Okay,
right.
let's go.
So poetry is my gift. If given a chance to go far with my poetry, I would widely spread my love for all humanity, inspiring souls to take control of the choices they make to fulfill their mission on earth every time we wake. Maybe I could help build God's army, causing Satan to fear the power I realize lives inside me. To those who can't see beyond the physical, I can teach to exercise self control by targeting the mental. Surely all who read my thoughts weekly can understand I'm not just religious, but deeply rooted within my spiritual.
Mm.
I just remain true to myself by using faith as my daily inspiration to be the love someone believes they can receive. The luxuries of learning have become my lifestyle, and given to others, well, and prose has become worthwhile. My gift of poetry I will never return when I can help free people from the pain that burns. Knowing my gift is exceptional, I vow to God to never hide what He made of me by sharing and uplifting love regularly.
Wow. Man, Alyssa Davis said
Ah,
yes
that's my little sister, Alasia. That's my
on.
baby sister of the seven.
Oh, it's Alasia. Okay, Alasia
Alasia.
Davis. What's up? Shout out to Alasia Davis, man. Wow, that was deep. Um, that that's what I'm saying. Now, let's let's tell everybody where they could get the book at. I got it up here, but let's tell people how they can get connected. I know it's several ways that people can get the book. Let's get them locked in on that.
Okay, it's I am a self-published author, and I went through the company eglibris.com, and that is where you can order the book through their website, and then as well as Barnes and Nobles, and it's also available on Amazon. And you can look it up under Soul Inspirations, and you can find it. Also, if you're in Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas in that area, you can also get them directly from me.
Okay, now what is the www.poetic.soul webnob.com? They can get it there as well, right?
Yes, that's my personal website, and I'll be updating stuff on it too because I also do post poems on there as well. So they
All
can.
right. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now look, let's do some shout outs to see I'm extending time for you because you family,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, that we in and everybody's vibing out. Appreciate everybody for staying locked in. You got people that love you right now. They are still in here.
Oh,
Let's
thank y'all.
any,
I got lost in the conversation. We were just talking.
anybody anybody that you want to shout out and show love to, family, loved ones, friends, your fans, anybody you want to show love to. Let's go down and give them their roses right now.
Yes. Okay. Of course, God. Of course, I always gotta say that I'm a church baby. Giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. My mama, who birthed me. My sisters that are
Mama.
in the chat. Alasia, my sister Jasmine, all my siblings. Too many of y'all to name. Then, I like to thank all my supporters that supported me in face on my Facebook journey to getting my book together. And I'll just put this in there real quick is because there are specific people out there that actually donated money to me
Wow.
to get my book off. And I was Rodney. I mean, that's too long of a list. But and then my cousin Taisha, Janine, Shayna, the crew. And then my best friend Lindsay, Sierra Petit. All right, Omaha, Kansas City. And then my people that was at K State. All right, that's enough.
You show? You get everybody in there now. It's your
Oh, y'all
time.
don't have people. Okay, my Pentecostal Powerhouse family. Also the Sister Vanetta, the Johnson family, the Copelands, the Morels, and everybody that just ever believed in me and supported me as far as I'm going, and those who are rooting for me behind the scene. Oh, I saw my roommate Monique in there. So yeah, and then you shout out to you too. You always show me love.
You already know. You already know what the vibe is, man. Look, y'all make sure that y'all get connected with my sister, man, and show some love. Make sure that let's put them social platforms out there, even though I got it on the scroll. Let's put it out there for them too, because people be paying attention, but they don't be paying attention. Let's put them
Right.
platforms out
Okay.
there.
So the ones that you see going across. So my Instagram, yes, at Sultry. That's SULTRY underscore the THA underscore poet. And then that's also I'd have that for YouTube. I have that for my Facebook. I'm not a Twitter girl, sorry. I just do Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and they all Sultry the poet. And they're also my name, my government, Kiana LaShayia. They're all under that. So you can search me under either one.
Now, man, listen, it's always a treat to connect with you and have you on here, man. I always enjoy myself.
Thank you.
I always take something away from it every time. You're a very deep sister, and your vibe and energy that you put out there. You definitely enlightening people and educating people or whatever. And we very proud of you from the Vibe Show. We very proud of you.
Thank you.
And you already know, you need us or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just reach out. You got my number, you know what I'm saying, so just hit me up and let me know what's going on, because you got that other book that's coming out, so you're gonna have to come back on here again so we can talk about that. But I
Or
definitely,
any other projects I might want to do.
anything that you want to do, you need to make sure that we on that media list and that you come back and have us connected to that vibe right there, because I mean you be coming with it right there.
Oh, I bring the vibe.
Yeah, you be bring. I ain't gonna lie, you be bringing the vibe. But look, we getting ready to launch. We're getting ready to launch another extension to the Vibe brand, and it's gonna be called Vibe One,
All
and
right.
it's basically going to be a table talk type platform where we're going to bring on the strongest conversationalists, the strongest influential people, and the ones that's deep. And we're going to have round table talk, and we're going to have different topics, and we're gonna talk about it's gonna be real, and you definitely we're gonna have to talk behind the scenes because I think
I
that
love that.
I think you'll be dope for that platform because it might the topic might be child support. You know what I'm saying? And to be all different types of topics, like it's gonna be
All
different,
right. Okay.
different view
All right.
opinions, and it's a agree to disagree type platform.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm look, and I can't even. Yeah, I got shout out. Of course, my baby Malaya. She in the other living room, but you said child support. I forgot my own baby. Lord forgive me, y'all. Don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. My
Right,
baby, and then my child's father, Chris.
right. That's what I told you. Get everybody in there
You
because
did. I was
they're
I
gonna
was
go.
rambling in the moment. I was trying to get them out. I was like, I know
Yeah.
too many people.
Shout out to Vibe with Young D, man, for the check-in or whatever. He said dope, bringing the vibe, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
We appreciate that love, man. But yeah, so I'm gonna definitely be getting with you. Me and Jacqueline, we're gonna get with you and versus and discuss just to see how you feel about the show or whatever. But I think that you'll be a good piece to
Thank
that
you.
puzzle. So we'll
Thank you
definitely
for
talk about
thinking about me.
it. Also too, what else can we expect from you before we get out of here? I know we can expect another book, but
Okay.
any
I guess I just put it out there. Because I have a session tomorrow. I got a 4 hour session. I'm going to the studio and I'm creating for those who are not big on reading, I'm actually about to create my own. There's 100 and so poems in the book, but I've chosen 27 poems and I have 9 chapters. So I've chosen 3 of my favorites out of each chapter. So I'm going to do an author essentials, and I'm gonna have a soul audio album for the
what?
few that wanna. That's what I'm calling it, my soul audio book album. So it's you heard me say it on the vibe. It's mine. So,
Exclusive.
so I'm doing my
Y'all
soul
just got
audio
it
book,
exclusive.
and I'm a. So I got my session tomorrow. I'm getting in there doing some stuff, and then so that way I'm gonna start bringing y'all some visuals and working on that.
Man, that's gonna be dope right there for real. That's gonna be dope. Also, too, plug the video in there too. Tell them about tell them where they can go and check out.
Okay, so shout out to my homies, Lord, so many, even Joe. Shout out to Joe Nelson Solomon, Rough House. Those are my homies. They rapping KC, TFR, and then Dewan. So the video is by DeFella Nelson and is featuring me, Kiana LaShayia or Sultry. And the song is titled "Love and Poetry." He raps, and this is my first feature and music video. So it's called Love and Poetry.
Y'all did y'all thing up in there too. Look, I was late on that, man. That's been sitting over there all that time or whatever. And man, I got so many followers. It's like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I see stuff, don't see stuff. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, I went checked it out. I was like, yo, this is deep, man. This is dope. I love it, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You want to know something funny too? And it's like there's not. I love meeting strangers the most, and
Right.
especially when you're a college person and you're in the church world, it's easy to socialize. And I say this, but every time I've ever encountered somebody one on one or they've heard me do poetry, they've always walked away saying, "You deep." I said, "I'm gonna get it on a shirt."
Hey, you need to. You deep.
I hear it all
I'm
the
deep. Yeah,
time.
I'm deep on the shirt.
I'm deep.
Hashtag
I'm gonna
I'm
just
deep.
go there. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
let y'all
look,
know I'm
think,
deep.
think about it before you talk to me now because I'm deep.
I like that. I like that.
Real talk. Think about this now. I really want you to think about it.
The
I'm
dot dot.
yeah,
I'm gonna give you some time.
yeah. I'm gonna give you some time now. Process. I'm deep. I'm telling you right
Process
now,
that. Okay,
man.
because I'm
I
gonna
love
catch where you
that.
going.
I love
I'm gonna
that.
just show you that you on the shallow end
Yeah, yeah.
this way.
Woo, I love that. Man, look, we love you and we're wishing you more
Love you.
blessings and success. But look, before we get out of here, though, I know you've been dropping gems throughout the whole segment, but I gotta ask you, it's been a lot going on in 2020 with COVID. A lot of people out of jobs, man. A lot of people have lost loved ones. It's this whole bunch of social injustices going on out here in the world, protests, people getting killed, all type of stuff or whatever. And a lot of people that's depressed and down in spirit right now. Can you leave them some words uplift and encouragement, man, and just anything that could warm their spirits and warm their souls up right now before we get out of here.
Okay. First, go get Soul Inspirations, A Journey for the Divine. That itself will lift you up every day. But I'll tell you this off top is that hope is a choice, and hope is something that is fueled by your innocence. And I
Mm,
noticed that of just my own journey. Sometimes in order to even get a better outlook at life, you have to heal some of the brokenness that has, and a lot of brokenness is just a fancy word of saying a lot of your innocence was messed with,
right.
whether mentally, spiritually, naturally. The point is something inside of you stripped your innocence. Now, one of the things that I know is that hope is tied to that. What you hold on to is yours,
Mm,
is what I'm going to say. What's on the inside of you, don't nobody have the ability to dream or think like you. Everything that God gave you is meant to come out, because everything that comes inside your mind is a perfect gift from above, especially if it's coming from God, and it has your name on it. It has only your imprint on it. And it is our job, even when we are at our lowest. And I know because I've lost family. I was laid off. I released a book in quarantine. So
wow.
one of the things that I had to really pay attention to is that nobody can fuel my hope like me.
Mm,
Is that even if you have to make up stuff, just, you know what I mean? Because it's only being made up, to the other person or even to you until it's being acted on.
right.
And everything that you have in your head is still capable of happening. I wrote on my desk, there's something that came to my spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit. It came back to my desk because I could see the words on my desk. I wrote them on there. And it said, your dreams can still come true, even if they're out of order.
Wow.
That was what the spirit told me, and I'm telling you, whatever you thought of, you still can do. It's just we do get beat up on the inside with checking off these lists of things we want in a time frame because it doesn't look similar to somebody else's direction or
Right.
their path that already resembled it. It's hard to want something you don't know how to achieve, but the truth is you just have to keep trying. Only you see what you see. And because you see it, you can accomplish it.
Mm, mm. Wow.
Your resources are around you. That's the key. We have to find our resources to make what we see inside come out in the open.
Absolutely, man. Wow, that's deep.
I'm gonna get it on a shirt.
I'm deep. Damn it, I'm deep. I told y'all I'm deep. You sure you want to get involved with this here? I'm deep. Wow, I love you so much, man. Thank you so much for blessing the show with your deepness. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Look, I cannot wait till we do this again. Like I say, I'm gonna holler at you when we get off the air. This has definitely been a blessing, man. Again, y'all make sure that y'all go and get that book. It is out to the real and stop playing games out here. She's deep. Get connected to the deepness. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all go follow her right now on Instagram at Sultry underscore the poet underscore. That book is streaming on let's put them platforms out again. It's on Barnes and Noble. You say Barnes and Noble.
It's on Barnes and Noble. It's available on Amazon, and it's also available at the company xlibris.com.
Actually, y'all make sure that y'all get connected and stop playing games out here because I know
And
people
check
be
out the
hitting me up.
music video, Soul Inspiration,
Absolutely.
Love and
Absolutely.
Poetry.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Look, it's the Vibe Show 97.9 with my special guest, the one and only Sultry, the poet, again, delivering nothing but deepness, man. Hope y'all got whatever y'all was going to get out of this. Want everybody to enjoy your Friday, be safe, and remember, don't get fooled by, because they got things opened up or whatever. Still protect yourself, put your mask on, man, keep your hands clean, continue to do the necessary things that you need to do to be safe, but still live life. Still live your life, man, for real. But it's real out there. So true. I love you. Be safe. And I
Love
will
you.
see
Thank
you
you.
again. We're going to get connected. Thank you so much again for blessing the show. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. I love y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all go right now and log on to the Vibe Show 97.9 official website. That is www.thevibeshow97.9 for all the exclusive updates with news. You want to hear the latest music that's streaming right now, man, y'all get connected, go over there. Also log on, go over there to the mobile app store, man. We are in the mobile app store right now. Yes, we have a mobile app now. Get connected. Big things popping, man. We are elevating and evolving, keeping people connected. Make sure that y'all get connected and go get that app. If you're not following me, man, make sure that you follow your boy at Kano the Don 2975 on IG, and make sure y'all go follow my sister, the one and only Social the Poet. She got nothing but exclusive poems and everything to feed your soul and your spirit on her page, man. Y'all make sure y'all go and get that book as well. It's the Vibe Show 97.9. We are about to get the hell out of here. I love y'all. Love you, Soldier. Well, we got messages and everything. Look, they're gonna hold on. Let me hit these little messages before we get out of here. Great show. Thanks, King Wills. Who else we got here before we get out of here? Yo, girl, depth is within her and it resonates in her soul. All right. Miss Davis, appreciate that. And Jay Bird, man, shout out to Jay Bird for keeping it real the whole time, man. Staying on here. Jay Bird is the realest from Korea. Yes, it was. Shout out to Jay, man. Appreciate that love. Let me get out of here. We got to get out of here. I'm going to send you the edit clip. You already know. I got you. Love you. We out. Vibe Show.